Coach David Smale, Associated Press. A lot of talk about the 4 new teams coming in eventually. A lot of unknown with those. You do have some history with one of them. What are your thoughts about having Cincinnati in the same conference with you?
Well, it's a great place to go. I mean, it's a great town for one. Shoemaker Center is a really a good place to play. They got a great fan base, so I think they will certainly fit into what we have going here now. It's a basketball town. They're making it a football town now, but it's a basketball town.
I'm sure you got questions for Coach. Just need to get your hands up so we can get a microphone to you. On the aisle, right side.
Jeff Call, Desert News. Coach, what was it like when your program joined the Big 12? What kind of adjustment had to be made? What kind of things had to be done to get used to maybe the atmosphere, style of play, et cetera? What was that process like?
Well, we came from the Big East where they didn't call any fouls. So when they started blowing a whistle calling fouls, we were all wondering what was going on. They didn't call any in the Big East. I think probably Jamie went through the same thing. It was more basketball and less roller derby. I think that was the biggest thing. Anytime you go and play in new venues, but when I got to West Virginia, I'd already been at Kansas State and been in the majority of the arenas and knew the majority of the coaches. This is a great coaching league. It's a great coaching league. And don't listen to what Porter said. Those were words of encouragement that I was sharing in Hawaii with my team. I was encouraged and saying, boys, we can play better than this now, I just said it a little louder than what most people do. We do this in a recruiting process of showing prospective student athletes how many first-round picks we've had in this league over the years, how many first-round picks, how many draft picks total, how many number 1 picks. It's a great league. It's a great players league, and it's a even better coaches league. The guys in this league can really coach. Sometimes I've been in leagues where you look down there and you think maybe you can outsmart the guy sitting down there a little bit. I've never felt that way in this league, ever.
Got a question on the front row. Hold on.
You lost guys like Miles McBride and Derek Culver. What's your team going to look like this year, and who's going to step up?
I wish I knew the answer to that. Losing Derek is a big hit for us because he got hard rebounds. He just didn't get rebounds. He got hard rebounds. And I don't know that we have a replacement for that. When I signed Deuce, we didn't know if he'd ever play. He had the bad ankle, and they were saying that there was a pretty good chance that he would never play again. And obviously he had a great career, and he will continue to have a great career in the NBA. We don't get guys like that a lot. It's basically we get guys that have to work like crazy to be able to play in this league. And we'll continue to do that. I think we can make shots. I don't know if we can guard anybody and keep them from making shots, but we can make shots. We've got 3 or 4 guys that can surround the line and shoot it extremely well. So we'll just we go from there. It's like I've done this 40-some years, so I've been through it a time or two.
Got a question on the aisle middle?
Christine Butterfield, Land Grant Gauntlet. Scott Drew was talking about how his next goal, I guess, for the Big 12 would be to have 3 teams in the Final Four. Obviously, that's a huge task to get to that point in the tournament 3 different times for the Big 12. How attainable do you think that would be in the upcoming years?
I think it's attainable every year. We put enough teams in the NCAA tournament that it's very conceivable that we would have 3 teams in the Final Four. And if Scott says it, it's true, because Scott doesn't lie much.
Further questions for Coach? I don't believe this. If somebody's bound to have a question to ask Coach Huggins. Are they afraid of you, Coach?
No, maybe at one time, but not. Who fishes the most, or who's this little short guy, Scott Drew, fishes the most? I would consider myself the best.
We got a question on the aisle.
Hi, Mackenzie Nelson with the local NBC affiliate. Just what are your thoughts on the expansion of the Big 12 and the teams that are going to be coming in that you'll be competing against?
I really haven't thought about it all that much. I mean, I obviously have gotten a lot of questions about Cincinnati coming in, but I really haven't thought about it all that much. This league's so hard, and I don't think y'all get how hard this league really is. And it's so hard that's about all you can think about is. And it just seems like, we have coaches retire or move to another school, and then those ADs bring in guys that are just as good. And so there's no, a lot of leagues, I've been in leagues where, you kind of look down there before the game. I told my assistant one time we were playing this team, and they had really good players, and he kept saying to me how concerned he was about how good their players were. And I said, well, if you get real nervous, look at the fat guy in the suit down there. It'll make you feel better. We just don't have that. But there are leagues like that, and guys that just go out and recruit and get really good players but don't coach them much. That's not the case here. They go out and get really good players, and they coach them really good. It's we've got guys that really are at the top of the coaching profession in this league. I mean, if you would take a poll as to the different guys in this league and what people think about them as a coach, you would be shocked at how high those guys would be rated. All the guys in this league, it's just full of great coaches.
We got time for one more question.
You tried to hurry them up, and now you're trying to shut them down. I mean, make up your mind.
Any more? All right, Coach, we're going to let you down.
Thank y'all.